What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are actually new to the show, I am your hostess, Rashid White. My other co-host, Barrick, will be with us tonight for some more videos. All right, so let's get into this over here. Yes, you can see with the title and on screen there. Why are so many NFL players dragging their feet on getting vaccinated? And this is actually starting to become a big deal here. And there's a lot of players that are actually hesitant on doing that in a sense, though. So we're less than 6 weeks from the first NFL training camp, and society as a whole continues to reopen in the wake of the COVID pandemic. But a new Yahoo Sports article points out the league is apparently having trouble convincing some of its players to get vaccinated ahead of season. All right, so team owners, the league office, and the players union are all reportedly doing their best to convince players to get the jab. But because the NFL cannot require them to get vaccinated, some are skeptical that teams will not be able to reach their goal of having 85% of the players and staff vaccinated by the time the season kicks off. So what? If nobody wants to take it, nobody wants to take it. You know, I'm just... many had access to the vaccine for several months now, and if they haven't gotten their shots at this point, it seems unlikely that they're planning on doing so. Okay, listen, if 85% of the people that actually got it, let's say up to let's say 75, 80 something percent, if they got their jabs, they should be fine. I don't know what the hell they're worried about. We encourage players to get vaccinated from day one. Union Executive Director DeMarcus Smith told the publication, "It's not really a question of my feelings. It's a question of making sure that players have access to all the information." Well, you're not giving them all the information. First of all, this whole thing is a 99.8% recovery rate. 99.8% recovery rate as per the CDC. So I don't know what is all the fuss about. What is all the hype about? What is this all about in a sense, though? I mean, I don't know if I can actually really say it, on here, on this channel here on YouTube in a sense, though. So several teams have brought in specialists to explain how safe and effective the vaccine is to players, but there's still a long way to go. Listen, we don't know that. Listen, we're not stupid. What do you think? We're stupid or something like that? It takes 5 years of testing. This is not even FDA approved. It's approved for emergency use. So how are you going to bring in somebody and tell me that it's actually safe and effective when you don't have the data to actually support that? All right, and you don't think that people's antennas are actually going up? Is that we have all these other diseases here? We have the flu, which kills 80,000 people a year. Heart disease that actually kills about 100-something thousand, maybe 120,000 people. Cancer exploded. All these other diseases, and nobody gives a damn about. But you're telling me that you want me to care about something with a 99.8% recovery rate. That's what you want me to be in fear of. It's an oxymoron over here, man. I don't know what's going on with with some of these teams, and the union ought to be ashamed of themselves. I can't believe it. They're supposed to be in the players' best interest, and it looks like they're more like in the team's best interest. All right, so Carolina Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold and Washington defensive and Montez Sweat are the two of the latest players who have spoken out about their hesitancy to get the vaccine. I'm not a fan of it, Sweat said earlier this week, and I probably won't get vaccinated until I get more facts and that stuff. I'm not a fan of it at all. I haven't caught it yet, and so I don't see me treating it until I actually get it. And that actually makes sense. Most of these players have not been affected by it. We're talking about the most finely tuned, healthiest, some of the healthiest people in the world here, in a sense, though. And again, we see what the CDC is actually saying. It's a 99.8% recovery rate. I'm going to keep harping on that. And I'm not saying I'm an anti-vax or anything like that, but what Mr. Sweat is actually saying is true. You got to get all the facts before you put anything into your body. I mean, ultimately, you're responsible for your own health. Not nobody else. All right, let's get back into this. That is, of course, very dumb. And it's worth reiterating here that the vaccine has been scientifically proven to be safe and effective. Well, we don't know that. They skipped the animal trials. How do we know that? The flu shot, if you read the package insert on the flu shot, it can actually give you all sorts of problems. That's like telling me that, let me think. I'm trying to think of a drug that they actually advertise on television. They say it's great for you, but then they tell you all these side effects that can actually be worse than the possible condition or disease that I actually have here. All right, so this, of course, is very dumb and worth. All right, so getting as many players vaccinated as possible will help teams reach that 85% threshold in order to relax their restrictions, possibly giving them a slight competitive advantage over teams that still have to adhere to said restrictions. But what are we talking about over here, man? I mean, first of all, like, you see these players playing within each other, they breathing on each other. Nothing happened to anybody. Listen, diseases and viruses is a part of life. I don't think you're ever going to be able to obliterate them at all. And, we actually need to really stop all this nonsense in a sense, though. If it was me, I would have came out against this a lot sooner. They shouldn't be adhering to any type of restrictions and all this nonsense, and there's all this fear mongering is just not really good for you anyway, man. You're not meant to be in a state of fear in a sense, though, all the time. All right, so ultimately players shouldn't need that incentive to get vaxxed. Shouldn't protect yourself and everyone you come in contact with. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Everyone you come into contact with from a deadly virus be reason enough. All right, the studio lights here are extremely bright here. Sorry about that. All right, so according to the CDC, it's not deadly. It's not deadly. It's not deadly. I'm just quoting the CDC. Not deadly. 99.8% recovery rate. When Ebola was here in 2014, I believe it was 2014, Ebola has a 92.3% kill rate. And I was sounding the alarms when people were here. They were letting people come into the country with that. I'm like, hey, what's going on over here? Media didn't give a damn. So now you're telling me that you want me to care about something with a 99.8% recovery rate. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It's just the oxymoron. We see people in government telling us, okay, you got to do this, you got to do that, but they're not following it. So people are scratching their heads. We see a lot of the homeless people are walking around. I mean, these are the first people to actually go if this was like so-called, really serious in a sense, though. But they're still walking around, no mask. I've been watching them the whole year, or more than a year now. So it's good for the players to actually start standing up against this. There might be a revolt over here, man, and them actually talking about cutting players. That we talked about that on the show about two months ago, and I don't know if they can legitimately do that. They can't force you to take it, especially an experimental one that just came out. You can't do that. It violates, so many laws in a sense, though. It really does. All right, so we're going to wrap this video up. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Certainly share this video. When you share, the universe certainly shares it back with you. Peace.